Hey YouTube, just the next update on my UH-2C Seasprite Whirlybird group build entry. Didn't get a whole lot of modeling done this week. It's the Monday after Father's Day. Actually went to visit my father, and then my daughters had some activities for me on Sunday. We went bowling, we did a cookout, a bunch of other stuff. Had a really good time. Weather here in the Midwest is just great. Didn't get a whole lot of modeling done, but I'll give you a quick update on what I did get done. And I also got a great idea from Joe over at Mad Genius. I'm also going to enter this build into MuttModeler's Armed Forces group build. Went through and marked everything in the instructions as to what color it needs to be so that I can kind of group things and shoot them together in groups. Also going through and assessing what order I want to do things. I came across two things. So I told you I ordered these aftermarket kits and made a couple of decisions. So the first set is these engine intakes, and I noted in here replace with resin parts. It pretty much is these four pieces right here, which to make these you would need these two, all of these over here. So it totally saves you time. There won't be any seams or anything like that, and they'll be all nice and clean, and so definitely going to go with those. The other set are these wheels and partial landing gear. So as I looked at the pieces that it would replace, it's kind of the opposite. Whereas, on these, you're replacing multiple steps with one part, nice, and getting rid of seams. Here, you're basically building what already exists, these wheels here, and only part of this wheel here and the just a portion of the landing gear, from which you then have to cut these parts off to put onto there, and then the interior of the wheels, some photo etch. That seems like a ton of work. And I kind of did this comparison. I mean, the detail on the kit parts is really nice. It's not really buying me a whole lot, and having to do fiddly bits photo etch, I'll probably screw it up anyway, so why bother? The detail on here is plenty good enough. The other thing about this kit, it doesn't have any crew, and I've built all the 1 to 72 aircraft in this Enterprise project with crew. In fact, what I want to do is actually simulate this reference. It's the number 12 helicopter. So I wanted 3 crew, 2 in the front, and then one guy, the door open. Really using him as my model, I went through all my spare crew and had found these. And you can see the pockets on the front here, this vest with the 2 pockets are really prominent. And then looking through, I also saw this guy, these 3 really look similar. So I think I'm going to go with those 3. Now, the heads that come with these, I think these were from I don't know what these were from. But the heads, have the full gear, mask on and everything. But I like these guys' heads. I was actually going to go with, these guys to begin with, so I really like them, but I like the vests on these guys better, and I like their seating position with their feet apart better than their feet together. Anyway, I like their heads, and I think their heads will look really good on there, because they're kind of in the same position. And then these arms are positionable. So I can actually position them on the controls. And then this guy is nice and flexible. I don't think this is resin. This is some sort of rubber or something, but I can get him into this kneeling position, I think. And then with his hand up like that, I think what I'll do is like have his hand resting on the open door here or something. So anyway, that's the only scratch building I'm going to do on this kit, is adding and positioning crew. On the decal, so I did do a comparison, and I've got everything I need pretty much in this kit. So this has 0156 What I'll do is turn that into a 0, 1. The only thing I need outside of that is this 3 right here. So I'll turn this into a 0, 1, 3 and turn that 6 upside down, which is a 9. And then a little 3 for the hero number that goes on the tail. So I have all these pieces to build the cockpit now. All cleaned up, the seats all cleaned up. Already on the very first page is photo etch. So I have those cut out, and these, for instance, fold around the seats here. This is called the Hold and Fold, and it's made by the Small Shop, thesmallshop.com. And you know, these things are great. I think I've showed before how to use it, and you'll see it in a moment, to get nice perfect folds to fit around things. This needs to be kind of curved, and so anytime I have to curve something, I have several different sizes of brush here to just, you know, kind of bend that around. Sometimes I'll even use this. It's a nice hard smooth surface, just depending upon how tight, you know, you need that curve. And then you'll also see photo etch here back on that first page for seat belts. However, I'm going to wait. I'm going to build out this cockpit, build out my pilots and see how they fit in there. And I'm also going to wait on the final placement for these footrests until I see how their you know, feet set on the pedals. Yeah, there's a window there, and you're going to be able to see their feet. There's no cutting their legs off or anything like I've done in the past. You can get away with in airplane cockpits. You're going to see their feet on the pedals. So I got to do this in steps, and again, one of them being the seat belts will come later. Just wanted to draw attention to that tool and kind of the combination of plastic and PE parts that is going to be part of this kit going forward. So just a quick demo on the hold and fold, using the vise, so to speak, and then clamping it down and folding it with the razor. Here's the crew in those seats. So now I kind of have to get an understanding for these parts of how far forward that'll be and what I'm going to have to do to those guys. Those seats don't actually sit on the floor, they're attached to the wall behind it, so they're going to be a little more elevated than that. So I'm going to work on that crew kind of at the same time as I work on the cockpit. Watch for the next video where I'll start in on this. And as always, thanks for watching and happy modeling.